I don't like when people help me, and it's very difficult to accept help. And you were talking,
Right.
in my family, there was a specific way to be successful.
Right.
And I was raised that there was a way to be a person. And then,
oh no, it had to do with self-worth. It had to do with self-worth, and like, I still don't remember exactly, but I'm bringing myself back. It has to do with like your self-image, and then all of a sudden you learn all of these things about yourself, and you just start making sense to yourself. And that's what it is. It's when you start making sense to yourself and you start understanding why you are the way you are, why you think the way you think, why you organize the way you organize, why you have difficulty in specific things that are so oddly specific. Like, that's when your life gets so good, so much easier all of a sudden, because you stop fighting yourself. You just do it the way you always knew was the best way for you to do it, you know?
right. Then you have energy to do other stuff. You didn't waste your energy on stupid things.
True.
Since I started the list, though, the amount of stuff I tell people not to do is astounding. You're not good at that? Great, don't do it.
That's right.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do that. But for real, just don't do that.
Yeah.
And not in a way of like, you have to stop thinking a certain way or feeling a certain way. You just need to stop forcing yourself to do things that you're bad at. And of course, that is a massive luxury. And there's a couple of things that it's based on. And yes, it's based on resources and money. The more money you have, the more you can hire people to help you. And that's amazing. And that would be fantastic. Neither you nor I, nor, I don't know, the vast majority of human beings are in a position like that. So what do you do when you can't? I mean, I suck at laundry. I suck at dishes. I pretty much suck at anything cleaning related. Or anything that requires me to do anything at a specific time that doesn't involve my children's actual life.
Right.
So, like, what do you do if you don't have the money for that?
Listen, sometimes your house is just going to be messy and the bathroom's going to be dirty. Okay?
Oh, I don't know. Wait, pause. Because you don't know Mayrav Ashkenazi. This is a very clean human, and cleanliness is very, very, very important to her.
You may not sit on my bed in your outside clothes.
Outside clothing on bed is disgusting, and the bottom of your shoes
is garbage. The garbage was the correct.
And by the way, it's just true.
The bottom of your shoe is the garbage of your wardrobe. And yes, it is true. And the fact that you guys still make fun of me for it, even though you admit that it's true.
Yeah, you can be right and still I can laugh at you.
Shoelaces dragging on the floor in a public bathroom and then in your house. Well,
so even though you are a very cleanliness, godliness person,
here's what it is. I have come to the conclusion that you have to prioritize, because it's not just not doing the things you're not good at. It's deciding which things are more important. And for me, that's my children's happiness, because I'm a little bit mean when I clean. I'm a lot mean when I clean, and I don't always have time to clean when they're not home. I try to so that I don't yell at anyone, but, happens. I'm a mean cleaner. So I decided that I clean when I can, and it's probably still more often, like, probably nobody would judge me, to be honest, but whatever.
It's not like my house. Don't come to my house if you want to see that's the ADHD man.
No, wait, but listen. It's that I decided that is less important than my children being happy and not yelled at. It's more important to exercise our young dog who, needs to also be happy, and that dog makes my children happy, and I guess gives me more exercise, which I hate to admit always is better for my insulin resistance and my ADHD, whatever. Okay, everybody do a quick 20-minute fast-paced walk in the morning. You'll thank me and yourself. What's more important is earning a living for my children and my family and my future. And it's more important to spend my evening, rotting on the couch next to my husband, but together. It's more important to sleep. It's more important to go play at the pool. It's more important to be a sane person with good mental health than to force myself to do things that I know will push me over the edge. And that's what it is. It's also, don't do the things you're not good at because you're going to make yourself crazy. Outsource it as much as you can.
Also, really sorry. I'm really sorry. Are you going to tell me that being able to do dishes makes you successful?
No.
Because I can't do dishes, I'm not successful. And when you put it that way, really just think about it for a second. We're like, wow, all the people who know how to take a dish, put on soap and rinse, they're doing great. You can literally solve any complex problem within 10 minutes of seeing it. But you wasn't gonna get it.
Because you can't bring yourself to do the dishes. Yeah. But I'm going to reframe what you said. It's also, don't do the things you're not good at. And also, just do what you can when you can. And maintain the highest level of executive functioning that you can. Without burning yourself out very quickly. Whenever I have really full weeks where I need to, I'm on the nonprofit board for my kids' preschool. So when I have a week where I have those meetings and I have the parent-teacher meetings and I have work and I have, to take my kid to gymnastics twice a week and my other kid is homesick or going to finish school at 2 instead of 4, has been, just a really long week like that, I end up needing to take a whole day of by myselfness to recuperate. And most people do not have that luxury, and I certainly don't. And I can't afford to nurse myself back from burnout because I don't have the time or the resources to just take a whole day off like that. So it's more about that's also part, when you talk about managing ADHD, it's not about dealing with the outcomes. It's about managing your life in a way so that you don't have to deal with that outcome.
Right?
Do what you can when you can.
Valuing yourself enough. You were talking about self-worth before. Valuing yourself enough to say that your convenience and your well-being is worth it. And if you're not there yet, and you're not there yet with your self-worth journey, and you happen to be a believing person who believes in God, remit to yourself as this is a desecration of the gift that I was given every day. I woke up this morning and I was given life. I heard what did my business coach say yesterday? 370 million things die every day on this planet. And I was not one of those 370 million things that died today, yesterday, or the day before. Yet I'm going to spend my time on this planet that God kept me alive on, or that I had the good fortune of waking up to, telling myself that I should be doing more dishes. Or I shouldn't have to run the laundry through twice. Sometimes you're going to have to run the laundry through twice. Doesn't fucking
Sometimes
every time.
Sometimes 3 times. Sometimes 3 times. Sometimes 3 times.
When I get to 5 left, I just cut my losses, throw them in the dryer, and start.
And then the dryer and the washing machine will just smell for a couple days, but you don't.
Fine, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
All of this shit is gonna get done. Like, most people are not, hoarders who, most people are not, letting their dishes pile up for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. Like, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done because you need the sink to, like, drain pasta, or because you need to feed your kids on something. Like, they need a plate.
And just releasing yourself from should.
Yeah.
And I think the three of us, our little trio is such a good example of that, because we help each other with things that most people would consider very stupid. Like, I was talking to somebody who was telling me about they had to make some phone call. They didn't want to make a phone call. And I said, do you have a friend that could make that phone call for you? And they looked at me like I was literally. I said, I hate making phone calls. Both of my friends hate making phone calls. We make each other's phone calls. Because I'll make your phone call all the live long day. I just can't make any of
I literally, yeah.
And, like, maybe it's stupid, but if I'm having trouble figuring out what I'm going to do next, I literally pick up my phone, I open our group chat, and I WhatsApp voice note them in one long voice note that makes sense, or in one long voice note that makes absolutely no sense, or in 47 million individual voice notes, and I'll tell them, okay, I'm having trouble figuring out what my plan is. I'm telling you guys the plan, and then I'll outline the plan, and they'll give me feedback on the plan if relevant, or just say, like, all right, you go, do the plan, and then I'll come back and I'll check in, and I set up a support system for myself so that I can ask for help in the weirdest way possible, and it's normal.
Yeah.
There's no shame associated with that.
Yeah. I only have 19% and I don't have an outlet next to me.
Oh, you're
I might have to. I will relocate if necessary. But yeah, I think that
our group. I named our group Fully Unmasked.
Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, by being fully unmasked, everything just makes more sense to each other, because we don't need to explain ourselves. Literally, we just say the thing and everybody knows the context, because everybody knows what the other person's thought process and brain is like, because we just lay it all out there. Everybody needs a friend to just lay it all out there, where you don't need context.
I think the right job, the right friends, and the right partner are so critical, or the right housemates are really, really critical. And generally, I think when people struggle with exactly the same things, then we have relationships and partnerships that are in balance in terms of the ways that you can show up for each other and the ways that you can help in a, I don't want to say like a low energy way, but like in a way that's sustainable for your partner, right? Like if I had an ADHD partner who also couldn't do laundry and I asked them to help me do laundry, neither of us are doing a service to the other. So like now we have to figure out something new.
Well, that's pretty much my house, is that we both struggle with laundry and dishes.
Yeah,
terrible combination. But it just always gets done, because at the end of the day, it's, we always just say, like, these are the things that need to get done. Pick and choose the ones that work for you tonight or tomorrow or the next day.
That's just not like get angry at each other.
That is not what I said. We get very anxiety.
Like, how do you right? So, how do you navigate that? Because, like, again, putting it back into context of, if you have ADHD, you probably might have some rejection sensitivity stuff. And we spoke about it a little
Tell you what it is.
For 1 second.
Yeah.
We spoke about it a little bit earlier, but rejection sensitivity dysphoria, or RSD, is super common for people with ADHD and other types of neurodivergence.
Yeah.
It means that your rejection center, your ouchie button, is just a little bit more sensitive than other people. So, like, when they say, like, why are you doing that? Maybe you don't hear, why are you doing that? Maybe you hear, why are you doing that, you fucking idiot? And, like, it just, or, like, maybe you texted someone and they didn't respond. Like, you were just texting them, right? This is common. We were just texting. We were having a texting conversation. I sent you a text message. You responded right away. I sent you another text message and then you didn't respond. That must mean one of two things. You're dead or you hate
me.
It can only be one of the two.
Yeah.
So in that context of, like, both of y'all struggle with similar things, and you're more impulsive in the way that you speak, and maybe you're more sensitive to rejection, what do you do?
So with regards to the things we both hate to do, we divide the labor as, what is the thing that you least hate tonight? Like I told my husband tonight, the two really important things are giving the dog a good walk and cleaning up the kitchen. And he chose to do the kitchen. And I'm fine with that, because then I get the exercise and to listen to a podcast and to talk on the phone for like 45 minutes.
That's awesome.
And that's awesome. But some nights I'm like, I'm not leaving this house. My ass is cemented to this couch. The rejection, like, I don't know. I think we're both really in tune to each other in that way. But the impulsivity of me having a big gabbermouth, what's it called? Jaw. Flabbermouth, my jaw.
Flabbergabber.
Flabbergabber. The flabbergabber. My mouth flaps. I just don't have a filter. I just say the thing as it comes into my head. Like, as it comes into my head, it exits through my mouth. And that hurts a lot of feelings. And like it's been really, I often have foot and mouth syndrome, including in my marriage. And then I have to be like, listen, I just didn't articulate myself well enough. I'm very sorry. But yeah, like, it all goes back to doing what you can when you can.
Yeah.
And living with the results of that, because knowing that other things are more important, like your mental health.
Doing what you can function, knowing there are things more important than that, putting those things together to positively impact your self-worth, and then allow yourselves to ask for the things that you need and the way that you need it, even if it's fucking weird. Like, I genuinely need clarification of common phrases. So if Mayrav says, sure, in a text message, I need to clarify, when you as a human say sure, does that mean sure? Does that mean sure? Does that mean sure? Like, what does it mean? And then you tell me and I'll put it into my Mayrav dictionary, so then I know whenever you text me sure, I don't freak out about it. And I literally learned this with my mother-in-law, who insisted on texting me. She says, you say, hey, can you do blah, blah, blah? And she says, sure. She's saying, sure. And I'm hearing, sure. Every time, until one day, it was years of it. 7 years. And then I sat down with her and I was like, what do you mean? I mean, sure. And that solved everything for me. But if you are preventing yourself from asking for the clarification because it's like objectively a little weird, then
ask for it.
I'm deciding to live in turmoil. Back to yourself.
The amount of times in our group chat that we have to say, I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic or serious, and then we have to go, no, I'm being really serious. I truly 100% genuinely mean the thing that I just said with sincerity.
Right.
It's like a daily occurrence.
For real. I think, and also for me, that might be part of, because people can't tell when I'm being sarcastic or serious, which I always thought was my like unique brand of sarcasm, but like now I think it's my unique autism.
Yeah.
So, cool. But like you genuinely can't tell because like,
yeah.
I think that you should have enough clues and context from the environment to know if I'm being serious, sarcastic. But I also know that you can't tell. So I need to clarify my sincerity a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, I can't tell tone. Oh, that's what I'm describing. Oh, that's obvious. All right, cool. Okay, cool.
Being tone deaf and having it in text is like so bad. It's so hard.
In life.
Yeah.
I ask for that kind of clarity in real life too. But having your non-judgmental supports and like what you said, Murph, y'all just, I can ask for that kind of clarification 40 times a day, and I'm going to get a response to it 40 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Without judgment. And it's just our greatest pleasure to do that for someone else. So find that support system
100%.
that'll do that for you. And not,
it's also like, it's our group chat. I just want to say it's like a constant body double, right? For all those of you who don't know what body doubling means, for neurodivergent people, it sometimes helps to just have another person in the room with you. You don't need the help. You just need a person in the room with you while you do the thing that you don't want to do. That's why Hagid has literally helped me pack and move like 10 times.
Yeah.
I just needed them there to sit, and I would ask them questions like, do you want to keep this or throw it away? I already know the answer for myself. That's my dog trying to get into my room.
Okay.
Anyway.
Why didn't you ask me to body double for you? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. That's the response to that.
I was just going to say you were probably at work.
At work or having babies. Or like I would come in and be not helpful because I'm going to come in with my own idea of what needs to happen and start doing stuff, which is annoying.
Just sit there. Yeah. Hagid just
Hagid hasn't asked either one of us to help her pack after that one time that she asked you to help her pack, and then hasn't asked us to help her pack.
They've only ever packed one time in their lives. And
that's true, actually.
It was also practically done by the time that I got there.
Yeah. No one asked me for anything. I'm not going to
pretending stories that aren't real to project your own vision of us.
Clearly I'm projecting that.
There's a lot of things that Hagit will not ask me to do with them because it stresses them out because I'm like really just the opposite in a lot of ways.
Because you like to get stuff done. But we have our own strengths and our own weaknesses, and that's cool. Body double.
Yeah.
That's where I interrupted you in body doubling.
Oh, it just helps to, right. So it just helps to have a person there that you can talk at to verbalize all the things that are happening in your head to help with decision making, because decision fatigue is also a really big problem. But our group chat is just nonstop body doubling for one another with no context needed. And that is like gift from heaven. It's like the very best thing. It's the most, It's like the outlet.